to the D&D. Welcome to
Okay,
another session
I,
of Dan's Adventures in Toril, where I'm trying to sort of move us back towards Chult now. Hopefully. Go ahead, Liz.
no, Zach got it for me.
Okay. Perfect. So you're up to date on your XP then, is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
Pinky promise.
Excellent. Okay.
So man, if we kill like 2 more megalodons, we got
Oh
it.
shit! Oh no! I jumped to level 19. All of a sudden, I added like an extra number in.
Yes, you definitely did.
What in the hell?
While you get that corrected, I will give us the rundown on what happened last week. You departed your island with the tower after picking up after having almost 45 minutes of conversation about whether or not you wanted the dwarven decipod named Dex, which you ended up taking after all. That was fun. So Dex is on the ship. He's controlled by Zoran. Who else is on the ship but Muzzram, because he is asleep in his barrel. He's just tired. But the ship is at port, or at least docked, in a harbor for Caer Caladir, the capital of the Moonshae Isles. One of the final destinations that is on the way to Chult. The prince and subsequently the captain have no further stops planned after this. They should have enough supplies to actually arrive at Chult. But as they were gathering the supplies, you came into town, and you did nothing more than rent a room and get some ale and some food. And Gedlin was falsely arrested for a crime that he did not commit, and was brought before the king for a trial, which at some point seemed to be unjustly held, but I think in the end the king maintained his honor, and I think Gedlin too, as tempers may have flared for but a moment, but the situation was resolved with cooler heads intervening.
With the exception of the part where I didn't hear that we were retconning a little there, or that there was a misunderstanding. With the exception of that, I feel like that went very well, and that Gedlin did a great job of not being a murder hobo, seeing as I chose not to implement my emergency backup plan.
We came very close.
I did. I was 2 turns away from taking the king hostage, to be honest with you.
In some esoteric sense, I hate referring to myself as this, but the supernatural power in charge, aka the quote god unquote of this universe, is looking out for you just as much as you are looking out for you, and does not have it in for you.
This time.
I will provide you with circumstances where your actions may have dire consequences, but the consequences are not predetermined. Put it that way. Yes.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, where we stand currently is you are in the hall of High King Darid Kendrick, and he has just pronounced you innocent, and he has sworn to give you his boon. And if you check your character sheet, I believe I added it already.
You did. I saw that.
I need a refresher because I don't remember exactly
This
what I
boon
made.
takes the form of a single silver coin. It carries on its face the image of a dragon and High King Darid Kendrick. When presented to a sentient individual, that person Let's make a charisma saving throw, DC 12. Upon fail, the individual is persuaded that the carrier is speaking the truth. The coin contains a single use. It disappears after a few minutes.
Very nice tool.
Yeah,
And
it's, hopefully will help you.
I also it looks like as part of my recompense, I have the right to call an audience with the High King for whatever reason once. So like if we're ever in this kingdom and we ever need to go straight to the top, we have a way.
Yes, queen.
Listen, I'm not gonna turn down favors from royalty.
This
That's
man,
not good business.
He aims to not only protect his reputation, but also do right by the people in his territories. Even if he makes the occasional mistake.
Nobody's
As
perfect.
such, he also directs you to his hand, who is actually standing at the entrance of the hall, waiting for you. He desires an audience with Gedlin.
Okay. Does you said one of these guys was gonna get my stuff? Do I have my stuff yet? Because Gedlin is feeling remarkably naked with his armor class so diminished.
Master Hearthmaster, I've been instructed as captain of the guard to return your gear and belongings to you. If you will follow me, please, we will return those swiftly. Turns around, and he walks you this direction, allowing for you to also speak with the king's hand before you leave the building.
Okay.
I will
Yes,
control Zorn for you guys tonight. All right, and the king's hand, he does not tell you his name. He is an elven man, and he says, "I have been instructed to cover the cost of any lost wages during the period of arrest, up to 120% cost, to cover any additional losses."
Luckily, you weren't in for that long.
Yes.
Unless you noticed anything, Edlin.
I mean, if you want to cover cover a room at that inn again,
that you didn't
a night
use.
at the inn. That's about the only loss that I had. We're here in port, taking on supplies and then gonna move on. I didn't expect us to be here that long.
Very good.
But I don't have any duties as a passenger on the ship, so there were no wages lost.
Consider it done, Master.
Luckily,
Gedlin.
swift trial.
And
I've seen some of these that get rather messy.
As the DM, I will award all three of you a point of inspiration for handling the conflict without any actual fighting going on. So you can add that to your
Thank
character
you.
sheet. And I already awarded XP for it last game, so you're good there. And then the captain of the guard thanks the elven man, and he continues to walk you out of the building towards the prison area, and he tells you, I will return in but a moment with all of your gear. He leaves, and he comes back with a chest big enough to carry all of your gear, sets it down on the ground, and opens it up for you. And inside of that is every item that you carried that was taken from you.
Immediately put on my breastplate, mount my shield, kind of on the back, and just.
You don't look like a plucked chicken anymore.
I know. I felt
You
so
look
naked.
together, right?
I've been wearing this breastplate out and about for so long now. I was starting to feel naked without it.
We're super quick with
Makes it a lot easier to do this, just like playfully, but forcefully, like give you a good pop in the chest.
Well, I mean, You do have a massive strength, so I'm gonna stagger back. Ha. Yes. Remember, you're way stronger than everybody here.
I know. And I walk away. All cute and stuff.
Okay. He says, once again, apologies from the king and from myself for the false arrest of you, Hearthmaster. In case it has not been told to you, there will be a reward if you catch the actual criminal. Though I must say the chances of that may be quite slim. There are many people in Caer Caladir. Have no fear. He will be caught eventually. And once again, my condolences for the trouble we went through. I hope this does not tarnish your view of our fine city.
No, to be honest, I was more concerned that I would not receive fair and just treatment. But it is clear that you are a people of laws, and that anyone, including outsiders, can expect fair and just treatment here. And if anything, your reputation has improved. I was not mistreated at any point, and there are no hard feelings towards you or your kingdom from me at all. I believe this was very satisfactorily resolved. If you don't mind, though, I did have a question. What of those that falsely accused me? What do you know? What, if anything, will happen to them?
That is out of my hands, but the punishment for false accusation is not taken lightly.
Okay. Yes, I was more curious as to why they would accuse me, or even how they would know to accuse me. Well, I don't recognize either of them from the tavern that I was in, but, they do serve pints there, and I'm a small man.
And an honorable man you are for a halfling.
Just gonna let that slide.
He cocks his head to the side, scratches his chin. I might have said that poorly.
I'm just gonna be staring daggers.
No, you're
my boy.
You're fine. You're fine.
Farewell, Master Gedlin, and best of luck on your travels, wherever they may take you.
Au revoir.
And then he departs and goes back towards the prison correction facility area. And you hear him off in the distance chastising a guard who's kind of let his posture salute. Hey, stand up straight! Shoulders back! Axe at the ready! And you are left to do whatever you may desire in Caer Caladir. I will move us to that map. Now, there's at least one day that needs to pass here for you to receive the boon, just because of what I had said before, that it would take a day for him to be able to get you that and the recompense. But in the meantime, you are welcome to stock up on any supplies you desire. There are markets in town. That is up to you.
Okay.
I want to go find a quiver to hold these dwarven bows in. I need some kind of harness thing to hold my weapons on, because I'm tiny.
Oh,
You need a quiver for your bolts.
Yeah. And then either something for my back or something on my pack that can hold the crossbow.
Just remember, you're gonna have to drop your shield to use the crossbow because it's two hands.
Yeah.
Which will mean your AC will go down by 2 when you're using your crossbow. Just wanted to remind you.
Would you mind repeating that so that I can hear it?
Sorry.
Oh.
So crossbow is a two-handed weapon.
Uh-huh.
Unless it's a hand crossbow, which is a one-handed weapon, but I think you still need 2 hands to reload. So unless you have, I think there's a feat that
I don't
lets
think
you.
I have that one.
I would be surprised if you did. I think there's a feat that lets you use your shield and do other stuff, but she would have to drop her shield, which would lower her AC by 2, in order to use the crossbow.
Ah, okay.
So,
Roger that. Thank you.
I'll make a sticky note about it.
All
One of the
right.
major benefits of me being able to cast using my sword is that I can have my sword and shield up and still do magic stuff. Otherwise,
I don't know. I think a crossbow is still super helpful, especially since we're so tiny. We can make like
well, and
big
you don't have
range
you don't have any other ranged options, so like you need a ranged option.
There's a blacksmith and tannery that is on the corner. It seems to be unnamed, though it has a wooden sign with a, I guess you could call it a sigil, or
The unnamed ones are the
logo.
best.
There's a man hammering at the anvil, or on the anvil, and then there is a younger man, a lad, who seems to be human, walking around maintaining the things in the shop. He seems to be the person that you would speak to if you wanted to purchase anything.
Gentlemen,
Ah,
I am in need of your arts.
Yes, yes. What can I get for you? What is it you are looking for?
Well, I'm gonna. Hold on. I'm gonna drag this thing out and I pull it. Like, I can only imagine like pulling a crossbow would be for what like someone is 3 feet tall, almost as tall as me.
You pull out
I
a
need-
a brass crossbow that he's never seen before, and his eyes just like pop open.
Right. I need something for this. Either a way to carry it on my back or on my backpack. I was like, this is what I normally travel with. I show off my getup.
Maybe you're looking for a quiver too, is that right?
Yes, the quiver is also important.
Well, he, if you mention the quiver, he says, well, I can get you a quiver that can hold up to 20 normal arrows for 1 gold piece. I think it will hold your ammunition.
This sounds like it should work. That I will definitely be getting. I do, now that I'm starting to think about, and I look at all of my gear and stuff, and I'm actually eyeballing it, and, you know, everything. I'm starting to think I need a sidebar with my team for 1 second. Because this may be too much just for me to handle right here.
Go ahead and
What are you thinking about?
whatever you need there.
Okay, important question, and I don't know if it says on the thing. Sorry, I'm going to look at it now. How big is this crossbow?
So I tried to design it so that it had the power of a heavy crossbow, but it was the same size as a light crossbow.
So you can wield it.
Okay, but like, would it be like way too like ridiculous and awkward to carry? Like, would it be terrible if I tried to get a small packed creature, like a single regular goat,
I don't think that would be crazy.
that we could carry it on? And because it's 3 halflings, right?
I would say it's likely small enough that you could have a sling built for it, and you could carry it on your back.
Yeah, I would say talk
okay,
to
then.
the blacksmith about if
Yeah.
he can build you like you see my armor. I have a way I can just kind of like, it's not super fast, but I can
Okay,
set
that's what I'm looking at.
the
Right, I
shield
think
on my back.
Okay.
And so, like, if you could do something like that to where it stayed secure and wasn't
Thank you,
bouncing
Dan.
around, then you would just have to drop your shield and you use a mace, right, or a hammer,
A battle axe.
battle axe. Then you would have to set down your shield and an axe, pull your crossbow, or I guess it's shoulder mounted. But like, halflings
Right.
can absolutely use light crossbows. We just
Okay.
can't use heavy crossbows.
Okay, cool. So from what Dan also told me while you were explaining, what he showed me while you were explaining, I'm just gonna get an extra like rack put on the outside of my backpack, and maybe like a frame to hold everything. Like an external, make it into an external frame backpack,
Yeah,
so I
know
could
what you're
put the
talking about.
crossbow on that,
Yeah,
and then do that instead.
he says, yeah, that'll take. It'll probably take a day to make, which works out perfectly for you time-wise.
Yeah.
And he says, I think just because of the custom nature of this, it would probably cost me about 3 gold to make it. So I could go for 35 silver. That way I at least make some money on this. It would be expensive. For me at least, material-wise.
You said 3 gold?
It would come out to 3.5 gold, which is 35 silver. Correct?
Okay, because I have 9 gold, but only 20 for silver, so I'll give you 4 gold.
He gives you back 5 silver and change.
Alright. One second.
It's pleasure doing business with you, and is there anything else that you are interested in?
I had a quick question. Val, I like where your head was at with like the pack goat. That was smart. I got this backpack and like it really does get in my way when we're fighting. Do you have the ability to make like a custom harness? I mean, obviously being small folk that we are, you know, we ride smaller animals and we can use smaller animals as pack mules. Would you be able to build a custom saddle or
No.
carrying harness for, say, mastiffs or?
We just determined that this is ridiculous.
No, we didn't. We determined this.
Yes,
is a
we
great
did.
idea.
Yes, we did. This is the conversation we just had about, like, hey, should I get something for a goat? No. You could totally do an external frame, and that would be okay. Like, you're the one that counseled me in this, Gedlin.
I just told you that it was that you could get your armor modified, that it would for the weapon. But what are you going to do with you got the backpack and this is not a bad
I
idea.
can hold even more stuff now. I can hold even more stuff. And you know what? You could get a frame for your backpack, too. And so could Zeron.
He says, I have some old saddlebags for, I think they're sized for a donkey, but you could probably make them fit.
How big is that construct thing?
What was that?
That decapod.
Oh, the Decipod? How big is he? He's,
Yeah, I need to look up a picture of one of these because I keep seeing a metal roly-poly in my head.
I'll send you a picture because I.
But that's an
must have
isopod.
created it. Yeah, Decipod. Hang on a second while I grab you the image.
It's size medium, right?
I did small/medium, so it should work. Either. Okay. Might take a
Is
second.
this on
to load.
Roll20 or?
There you go. I just sent it over Discord.
Oh, it's like a spider.
Yeah, he just has 10 legs instead of 8. It makes him unique, kind of.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the bags would fit a medium-sized creature, and would fit a small if slightly adjusted, which wouldn't really take any effort.
You know what, Val, you're right.
No, I don't want to keep him around though. I want to be able to store him too. So like, no.
You're right. You're right. We should hold off. We're gonna have to get mounts for when we get to Chult, anyways. You know, that are more adapted to that.
If you're looking for mounts, you can check the southern portion of the market. There are animal dealers there.
Let's just look.
Shush.
Let's just go look. Just to look.
You know what? I say if we get anything, we get a nice goat.
I like goats. You know, back home, I have
I'll
a golden
pick us up a
retriever.
good goat. We had, yes. You what?
Back home, I have a golden retriever. He is one of the best trained mounts I've ever had, ever. Very friendly. absolutely wonderful companion.
A good dog is nice. It is, but
Okay,
Seems
I
true.
am ready with that information. If you go over to, are you going over to the stables then?
what if we
Oh,
get
Kevin's
one?
for sure
What
going
if
over
we
to
get
the
one
Okay.
mule and then we can share it?
Animals for sale. Animals for sale.
Think about it. One mule, we could share it.
Do there, halflings. You look like you could use a pack animal.
very
A mule,
perceptive.
to be precise. A small mule.
Well,
have-
we're looking at what the options are.
Well,
Pigeonhole.
what a surprise that you would mention a mule. That was the first. That was on the tip of my tongue. I've got a well-seasoned mule here. Still a little bit young. Has been broken, but it's maybe it needs a little bit more persuasion. So I guess I'd be willing to part with it for a little bit less than a well-trained one. 6 gold. 6 gold for a mule. And you see a, what would the word be, adolescent. It's slightly smaller than a full-grown mule. But still quite sturdy for its size. Standing next to it is a goat. It's a goat
What
with a
kind
full
of
set
goat?
horns. It's
Okay.
definitely more inclined towards a mountain goat than what you would see
Okay.
for like a meter,
Okay, thank you,
or
yes.
that sort of thing. Yeah, it's got the horns.
Like an
it's
alpine
defensive.
goat.
Right, it can defend itself in a scuffle. Definitely the kind that
Cool.
would like ram into something if it felt threatened.
How much for the goat?
Let's see.
I tell ya.
Can I cast Speak with
Biggest
Animals?
no more than
Do I
seven.
You
still
can
have
if
it?
you want. If you have it.
Okay.
3 gold for the goat, and then he does have other options. He wanted to let you know that you're currently browsing, so he doesn't want to interrupt.
I cannot. I don't have Speak with Monsters. That was Pedal. Or Speak with
Oh.
Animals. Unfortunately, that's fitting to change though.
It would be a
I
useful
would
thing
like-
to have.
I would like to make an animal handling check with the goat to try to like determine like how not just well trained, but like goats are animals that tend to have a lot of personality.
They
And
do.
I would like to see if that is going to be a personality that is conducive to my craziness.
Okay, the stable master says, feel free to enter. They won't hurt you. You're welcome to sort of get acquainted with the animals, see if they are they are something that you are interested in. Mind the horns on the goat. He won't ram you unless you give him reason to.
I think I like the goat better. I just realized I have a -1 to animal handling. I just got this feeling that came over me. I think I trust the goat more. I don't know. That thing is so big, and it's a brain.
Goats are quite smart.
Go ahead and give me your roll if you
Look,
have
but
it.
the mule
Oh,
scares
you
me,
did.
I think.
15. Okay.
50.
15. That's a pass. And you can tell that the goat, as far as goats go, it's pretty well trained, especially if there's going to be feed in your hand or it knows that you are a source of food. However, it could get distracted on the way, and it's not likely to be easily led by a lead. It will probably try to do its own thing if it gets a mind for doing
Do you
something
think?
else.
Do you think we could train it to a leash?
I mean, I'm a deft hand with training animals. I always have been.
Well, good, because I thought I was better than I was, and then I looked at my character sheet, and then I realized I'm not.
Um,
That was
So
Elvira, I think.
yeah, I think Elvira had high animal handling.
Probably so, yeah.
I like the goat idea. Honestly, he seems like a fine fellow. And I'm sure a little bit of training and whatnot. And you know, goats are they're not scaredy cats like horses and mules. They'll stick around, especially if they think they have support. let's see what the other options are. But I definitely I'm with you. I
Is
like
that
the
true?
goat
Because
over
he
the
just said he's prone to wander off unless you have food.
But I always have food, and I can make whatever we give him taste like apples. And I promise you, he's gonna love
Okay.
it.
Okay. Okay. I guess that is good support for a goat.
I think it'd be reasonable to say that if you trained him a little bit, that he would be more inclined to stick to the road instead of snacking on every tree it finds.
But shit, now I want a crossbow mount for the goat, not me.
With the horns, just
Right, but like the goat could carry the crossbow and not me. I guess it would be nice for me to have it though, so that would be dumb to not have it, because then I couldn't have it. I can't always have the goat on me, so never mind.
Since I'm a kind of a DIY person in real life, I think it would be completely reasonable for it to be something that could be strapped onto.
Oh, for sure, yeah, it would not be hard.
Platform. So if you wanted to like use the leather straps that kind of have a buckle like a belt, and you could strap it to the back of the goat. That's totally
yeah, especially if we're just walking around. Right now, if we get in combat, I can always pick it up and have it on my back.
Yeah.
Or if like we're in a dangerous area, keep it on me. But yeah, I would much rather have it on me than not. Because I can't. I don't want to keep the goat on me all the time.
It would be easy enough to transfer it into if you wish. So
I don't want to end up on the other side of the battlefield from my crossbow.
if you are interested in something a little bit more rideable, you have a horse over there with saddle included, and then I also have a draft horse in case you need to carry a bit more.
Draft horses are too big. What are we gonna do?
right.
I don't think we'll be able to handle it. Like I don't. Yeah.
That is very true. They are large and you are small, so.
If we had a couple of humans around, absolutely. You could fit 6 of us on this thing.
You do have Balin.
We could put like a halfling baby in the sling in the tail of it, like 2 of them. The possibilities are endless.
You're hilarious. He says, well,
Yes.
point taken. Have you decided
But,
that you want anything in particular?
Val, I think it's a good. I think you're on the right track with the goat. I know that Chult is an incredibly hot and inhospitable place, and I know that they have special mounts, large reptilian mounts, that they ride there. It might be better to wait until we get to Chult, unless you really want the goat.
No, it's okay. I'd rather just not go with the goat.
Okay.
Was that a pass? Or
You do
pass
have,
on it
yeah.
now?
So we're gonna not go with one of the animals. But sir, we are sorry to waste your time. You do have a wonderful selection. Beautiful stables, by the way. I've seen many an animal market, and you have one of the finest by far. Thank you so much for taking care of your animals so well. May business bless you.
Oh, you flatter me. Thank you. Oh, it employs the little ones of the city to keep the stalls clean. It's a good thing. Well, good luck on your travels and business.
Thank you.
Farewell.
Yeah, the goat would not have a good time in Chult. It would be miserable.
Is there anything?
That was my concern.
Anything else that you'd be interested in then that might be in the market or elsewhere, perhaps?
Does this seem like a particularly big trade hub?
Yes, I would say for the area. I mean, you've seen bigger in Waterdeep, but yes, for here.
Okay, in that case, I would like to go to the market and look around for exotic spices or foods or drink. Or I'm still working on the main reason I came here, which was to prepare for the festival.
There's a small stall in the street, just a wooden stall with a woman working there, and she's got bags. In each of the bags, there are different colored powders, and it seems like she's probably a spice dealer.
Okay. Yes, I will definitely engage with the merchant and.
She's got a little sign that says Elena's Spices. It's very simple, to the point. She says, "Good morning. What will it be? We have spices from all around Faerun."
Good morning, Alana, I assume?
Yes, that will be me.
Well, Alana, I am a stranger to this part, and I've been sent here to look. I'm looking for particularly high quality, but also exotic to where I'm from, outside of Waterdeep. Spices and food and entertainment. Our church is having a very, very important and significant festival, and as part of that, we're looking to really bring the show this time. As halflings, we get our pride about our food and entertainment, and we get a little competitive sometimes.
Well, I'll show you my. I wouldn't say manifest is the right word, but I think that's the only word I can think of. She'll show you a list of what it is that she carries. And in there you see that there's incense, there's ground spices like nutmeg and turmeric and cloves. There's things like, there's this herb that she has in a powdered form that she claims has the ability to cause all kinds of healing properties and prevent you from getting sick. And then there are and it's yours. What would it be called? Shoot, I'm forgetting the. Hang on while I Google the name of this thing because I don't remember what it's called.
Can I make an insight check to determine if she's being honest about the medical properties of that herb?
Yes, and the other one is hops. That was the word I was going for.
Ooh, hops.
Yeah. What's your check here?
12 on the insight check.
Hard to tell. Not entirely sure that she's being honest because it's not something you've run into before. If you do, I'd say that you have enough understanding of the medicinal world that you believe it's possible. You're just not sure if this is it.
Okay. You have a very, very fine selection here. I'm particularly interested in this herb with medical properties.
Yes.
Again, as I said, I'm a bit of a stranger, and I don't recognize a lot of these spices, which, of course, that's the whole point. How would you recommend an establishment where I could try foods that utilize these spices, so that I could get a better feel for what we might want?
She mentions that she sells some of the spices to the Thirsty Bandit, which was that tavern/inn you've been to before.
And they had particularly good food, didn't they?
Yes. As all of my taverns do. And then, I don't like a tavern with bad food, but eventually there will be one.
Right.
She says that she sells a lot of spices there. The herbs don't go there, but she says if you brew the herb like a tea, just a couple of tea leaves in there, and then you drink it, it will strengthen you when you are feeling weak, and that you will, it won't give you physical strength, but it will help you recover from a disease or an illness just a bit faster.
Well, that sounds quite pleasant.
She offers that one in like 2 different sizes. She offers like a really tiny little can with like enough to make like 3 or 5 brews, and that's like 2 gold. And then she offers a bag, and it's like 50 gold for a bag, and it has 15 uses in it.
Lot. Well,
That's clearly like the item she's really trying to peddle.
yeah. Let me do some poking around, see if I can find some recipes that call for some of these spices, because there's no good bringing back spices if you don't know how to prepare them properly.
Indeed.
I should have taken cooking tools as my job. Although actually, let me see. I would like to roll a perception check to see if any of these spices would make a particularly good spiced meal. If I can smell them, I can. As far as brewing goes, that's one of my tools. I'm a professional brewer. Let's see if any of these spices would be particularly good for like a meal.
Okay.
12.
Hard to tell, but you think the one that's kind of like the fantasy version of allspice might work.
Okay. Well, let me get the small container of the medicinal herb, and I think that will probably be it for now. But I will most likely be passing through here again on my way back back home to the Sword Coast, and if I've been able to come up with some particularly good ingredient or particularly good recipes that call for your spices, I would certainly stop by and purchase input.
Very good, very good. Pleasure doing business with you. Have a good
Thank
day.
you, ma'am. You said that was 3 gold?
3 gold. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, and so it's just a medicinal tea that will help you in case you are ever infected. Now, this is meta knowledge, but it's okay by me. She sells incense blocks and the other form of incense if you want any. You know you're going to a jungle area.
Oh, that's true. And I should probably be buying incense for my religious rituals. I'll buy 2 blocks of incense from the highest quality that she has.
Do paladins also buy lots of incense?
You probably have some.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
I think I do, but I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 silver pieces total then. It's
Another
quite
2 silver pieces?
affordable. Yep, quite affordable compared to the medicinal tea.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
And
Carrots, apples, and potatoes.
I
And for you,
think
my lady.
Vorn will... Vorn? Sorry, that was the wrong character. Zorn is what I meant to say. Zorn will mention to you hey, if you want to learn about cooking, you should work with the ship's cook. God, period. We
What?
still have a ways to go. Word.
That's not a bad idea. That's actually a very good idea.
Maybe
I'm
later
gonna
when you
ask-
work on some mead or ale or something.
I've been talking with Muzzrum, and I think we're gonna collaborate on some mead. I should look for some honey. While I meet. Ma'am, do you know where one could purchase a large quantity of honey?
Try to come up with a name that would be believable. 'Cause I was about to say Bellathor's General Goods. Let's go with that. Bellathor's General Goods, just up the way.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, he's a Breton, but he's welcome here.
So, in that regard, after either on the way or after getting honey, I would like to go to the nice part of town and look for any upscale eating establishments.
I got a price for you on a gallon of honey. 2 silver pieces.
Hit me. Wow, that's the best price ever.
and potatoes. Good for you, my
That's like
lady.
as close to canon as I can find. Or
I am very excited about that.
and you're looking for an upper class eating establishment?
Yes.
All right, you find one. And when you walk inside, there's very few people seated down, but it's almost like walking into it's like walking into like a 3-star restaurant or something where like you stand at the front and you wait for a host to come and seat you. It says,
Okay.
good afternoon, fair halflings. I guess Zorn will be there with you too. How many will it be? 3? Just 3?
Yes. Is there? Never mind. Yes, three to sit. 3 to
Very
sit.
good,
Thank
very
you.
good. Let me follow me to your table. It brings you to a table, and you sit down, and you like there's actual parchment menus for you as well that are like
Let's see.
with and like obviously handwritten because they don't have. Well, I guess they might have printing presses, but these are handwritten calligraphy with very fancy writing and very sturdy parchment too. No expense spared.
What do the prices look like on these meals? Because Gedlin has a very bougie taste, but he's also not used to being this far from he's used to spending his family's money or like sometimes occasionally the church's. He's far from resources.
Let's see here. One second while I check. I have a GM screen here. GM screen, there we go. Okay, so it's roughly twice the cost of a lower quality establishment. So your ale for a mug would be 8 copper, just for a basic ale. Your meat would be like 6 silver. Wine, a mug of that would be 4 silver, and then a banquet. It says per person would be 20 gold pieces for a banquet. So
I don't think we need a banquet.
Probably not.
I will definitely get a nice wine.
Okay.
And
mug?
Yes, just a
That
mug.
will be
And
4 silver.
I would like to ask. I will again reiterate my task, and ask them. You know, if you had one dish that was your specialty or you thought was particularly representative of your kingdom and your people and the cultural food and the quality of food you have here, what would that be? I would like to try that.
Okay. I have something for this. Taverns, there we go. Food and drink, there we go. I have an entire PDF that I bought for this.
Haha.
Oh, is it gonna open? Maybe I didn't double click well enough. User problem in chair, not in computer. Okay. That's picnic. You just abbreviate it. So you asked about food or wine? Or food or drink?
Food.
Okay. They have a cheese called Brunost. It's something that's pretty common from up north. It's a sweet, chewable cheese, perfect for a meal or just a snack on the trail.
Ooh, that has hard hors d'oeuvre written all over it. I would definitely like to sample this cheese, and then inquire if it's good. I would like to inquire about purchasing it.
Yeah, you are. They have a little sample platter of that cheese along with another one called the Satika Fang cheese. It's exported from the Dalelands. It's a mild and crumbly cheese. It's kind of more like Parmesan than the other one is very much like a Gouda.
These are both Val. What do you think? Here, try some of this cheese. Tell me what you think.
Oh, what's the other one? I heard the Gouda and the what else?
The other one's like
More-
a Parmesan.
Yeah, it's a harder cheese. I was thinking maybe.
Go with the
On
Gouda.
pasta?
Okay, I'm not a Gouda fan, but if you wanted like to snack on it or make a sauce, you should go with the Gouda, not the hard cheese.
I've made some very good. I say I've made. I've
Although
watched
you should get
people
the
make very
Parmesan, you
good-
can make toasted Parmesan, like crackers.
That's interesting. After enjoying the meal, I will inquire with the server about where one can purchase wheels of cheese.
Oh, we can sell them out at the back. One wheel would be 8 silver pieces. If you want a wedge, it's just 1 silver piece.
And you said these will also double as travel rations.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 4-pound
Yes.
wheel of cheese.
You know what? Don't judge me.
Oh no judgment intended. Just to let you know how many wedges you'd get out of that.
I will take. Let me get a wheel of each. And
Wheel of each?
when I pass through on my way back home, I will most likely be interested in purchasing substantially more.
So you get 4 pounds of Brunost and 5 pounds of Satika Fang.
Like it.
Hang
Hang on one second. I'm gonna write that down.
Satika is Sateeka. And,
Sateeka.
and then Brunost is Brunost. Ignore the prices in the screenshot that I'm sending. Just roll with 8 silver pieces for either wheel. And you said you wanted one of each?
Yes.
There you go. And then they have they also what do they have? They have a Kublat spiced bread that they're offering. It's a gnomish delicacy. It's spiced with cinnamon, saffron, cayenne, garlic, peppermint, ginger, and 12 other secret spices. Best eaten quickly.
Best eaten quickly is not. It's not for me. Everything that I'm looking to purchase would need to travel back to Waterdeep and preferably keep. This festival that I'm purchasing for is several years away.
Then you might be interested in the Panem. It's cornbread.
You know what I would really be interested in, and as someone leaving town and possibly probably stopping back through, but ultimately headed away, would not be a competition, but would be recipes for some of these dishes. That would be of great interest to me and the church.
She has a couple recipes that are quite simple that she would be willing to sell to you for 5 copper apiece. And I don't know. We don't have to be precise here. If you wanted, you could have like advantage to us whatever check it would be for cooking your meal. I guess I don't know. Trying to work with it here.
It's all flavor, man. It's all flavor. I'm just acting out my my original goal for being here. I figured.
Oh,
it was a good reason to do it.
She asks if you're interested in having a meal or if you're just interested in shopping, because they offer both. They have the highest quality ingredients, is what she says.
Val, are you hungry or you want to get back out there? What are you thinking?
I could eat. I'll have whatever you're having. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm looking at all my stuff right now, so like I'm only halfway paying attention.
That's okay.
Yeah, we can absolutely have a meal.
We'll just say that she brings you a meal. How does 6 silver pieces sound? Is that something you would...
Perfect.
It'll include enough meat for both of you, and another mug of wine for Valmira and Zoran.
Excellent.
It's a spot.
While we're enjoying our meal, I'm gonna look at my compatriots and go, so, Zorn, Val, do you remember before I was arrested when we were in the
Thirsty Bandit.
Thank you. I was something bandit. We were in the Thirsty Bandit, and they had that ale that was particularly delicious. Remember that?
What was that made out of?
Well, if I remember correctly, they said that there's been issues at the brewery. That there were some issues at the brewery. I'm thinking we're going to be here for a couple of days getting supplies anyways.
We should go get our nose round.
Right. At least take a look.
I should give you some context. That would be like 300 miles north.
Oh, I thought it was like nearby. Okay.
I was letting on, but I didn't tell you directly, no. So that's on me.
Okay, never mind then, but good thought. Yeah.
You know what?
So-
Write that down. Put a pin in that. Maybe when we get
We'll pencil it in.
Yeah. Shoot, I'm
sorry.
really hoping I was going to be able to get my hands on one of those barrels. That would be...
My niece is a better drinker than you.
Oh,
Are you guys okay with a quick 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I could certainly use one at the moment.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks. We'll be right back. And we return.
Sorry, I just realized I'm out of water. I'll be right back.
Oh, no problem at all. Problem at all. So,
Be right back.
do we have you at the restaurant? open a bottle of Barefoot wine.
Ooh, that's always a good one.
This one's blueberry mocha. Just have some. Just have a little bit.
When I was younger, I used to mix that with peach schnapps.
Really?
Yeah, I had a crazy time those nights.
This is good today. Why does it taste so much better than last time?
What are you mixing with peach schnapps?
Okay, good. I got my...
The deliciously sweet red Barefoot wine.
I'm having a little more of the blueberry mocha Barefoot tonight.
Interesting taste combo.
It is, isn't it? I never would have thought to make that.
How much mocha comes through?
So little that I didn't even know it was there until I read the box.
So it's more blueberry?
Definitely. And that's what I was
Okay.
looking for, was blueberry.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't looking for the mocha part. I didn't realize it until after I bought it. I was just wanting blueberry. So I'm happy with it. Okay. Now that we have our refreshments and your characters have their refreshments, you have the end of the day. At the end of the day, when that blacksmith shop would be closing down, is roughly when your gear will be ready, and you have received word through at least one of the sailors that has bumped into you that the Hansen is ready to make way again here. Probably the next morning they'll wait for the rest of the crew to board before they leave, so they're not going to leave without you, but they are ready to make their way.
Well, I want to go check and pick up my new backpack setup and quiver.
The young lad delivers it to you from out back. I hope it's not too heavy for you. Hands it to you, and it's got a little heft to it, but
Yeah.
nothing you.
So I guess I try it on.
Yeah, it's quite manageable. I would
It's
say.
perfect.
Yes, I have to say the blacksmith was quite pleased with how it turned out, considering he's never heard of that before. Definitely took a few hours to figure out how to get it working, but yes, I hope it suits you well.
Well, please give him my praise, as you as well.
Will do. Is there
You've
anything
done a
else you need?
fantastic job. Unfortunately, we must be on our way. Oh, wait. I wanted to ask, do y'all ever have any, silver or iron powder
Powder
laying
or
around?
ingots?
Powder. I need it for a spell.
Do you have a spellcasting focus?
I don't know, D&D Beyond says I need it, so.
Well, if you
Oh,
have
I do have an emblem, that's right, I don't need all that stuff, never
then
mind.
you can ignore material
That reminds
components
me.
that don't have specific value. Now, if you need 10 silver worth of powdered silver, you're still gonna need to
No. I should be
So-
good, thank you.
So then the answer
So,
is
yeah.
he doesn't know and likely not.
If you don't know, you don't know, you know.
Yep.
Good day,
Well-
sir.
Pleasure doing business with you. Farewell.
Hopefully in the future as well.
And if it's all right with you two, I will put you on the boat and we'll set sail the next morning, hey? Sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, let's change the atmosphere sound. By the way, 40210 is the sound tail if you want it.
Thank you. I forgot to log into that.
No problem. 40210. Okay. I just noticed on the break that I was the only one connected to it, and I know you like it. The next morning, the ship sets sail, back on the way to the lovely jungle of Chult. And
Yes, I'm sure everyone who goes there describes it as such.
yes, after a little bit of inquiry, you managed to gain access to some of the ship's charts. So I have just revealed to you the remainder of the trip, and you can ignore the stops along the way that I have drawn out. It's more like you just go past those points of interest.
But the last thing I see is the cow deer place.
Oh, I didn't move you to the map, did I?
Well, there's some other maps off to the side.
Oh, yeah. If you go off to the side of that, you should see more maps.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
And so after a couple days, you end up going past. Let me pull up the map here one more time because I'm having a hard time reading my screenshot. Oh, fun. Gotta log in.
Are we in, like, the Thordentor area?
Yeah.
Okay.
You pass Alaron, and Snowdown. That's the one. Make a close pass by Snowdown, at which point the captain opts to continue on the way. They stop briefly just to purchase some more rations, and then they turn south again, passing by the Toa Ridge, the Rookery in the Nalanther Isles, making a brief stop at Skaug, the island of Skaug. And at this point, it's been about 2 weeks of travel since you left Waterdeep. 2 days only, or excuse me, 2 weeks only, including the ship part. Like being in town is a different amount, additional time. Pass by the rumored island Nemesaur, home to flying creatures of great terror. Creatures with large bat wings that infest the place at night and let out evil hisses and screeches as they torment their prey just before devouring it.
Yeah, I'm glad we passed over that place. I can do without that. I would stay on this musty old ship for 5 more days just to get past. Nope.
You pass Thordentor and the Singing Rocks, and as you do so, you catch your first glimpse of a massive desert off to the east, the Kalim Desert. A place.
Ooh, we're not stopping there, are we?
No, you can just see it from the ship, just barely, and you hear the crew speaking of what happens when you get lost in the middle of a desert.
Oh.
You see what you
Deserts
face.
always freak me out. I can't listen to this, man. Deserts always freak me out. With all this armor, I'm gonna get baked like a little potato.
A great paradise lost somewhere in the middle of the Kalim Desert. Yet whenever people approach it, it always seems to disappear.
Yup.
That conversation is mingled with stories and myths of what happens in the Singing Rocks if you stop there. Tales of harpies calling to you from the shores, beckoning you to stop and pay them heed. And if you do so, they
Any
will
landmark
devour you.
with the name rocks in it, just ignore. I've learned as a paladin. Just yep.
On the
Seems like a weird and arbitrary rule, but sure.
On the last little leg of that journey, after you say goodbye to the Kalim Desert in the distance, you begin to see the island of Chult drawing close, still on the horizon, as you pass by the Dawn Warrior, an island that seems to have been created after the mythological crash of an important ship upon rocks 1,000 years ago. And after that crash, the resulting drift material that came in and was trapped by that those rocks and the leftover bits of ship have slowly accumulated into this island over the last 1,000 years. And it is rumored that if you explore the deepest parts of the Dawn Warrior, you will find an intact portion of the bridge of the ship.
Interesting.
The chart is slightly off because I didn't correct it, but then you turn west, due west at the Dawn Warrior, with the captain saying that your next destination is Port Castigliar, which is
Right
a little bit north of the famed ancient old city of Mesro. It isn't long before you pull in, and your ship makes port in Port Castigliar. The Hansen has finally reached the end of this journey.
Yeah, I look at the rest of the crew outside of my teammates and I go, it's been real and it's been fun. But it ain't been real fun, so gotta go.
Oh, departing so soon? You're not interested in the search for the lost city of Mesro?
Lost city of Mesro,
I'm
Val.
persuaded. I can be persuaded.
Listen, Val. Listen, Val.
Listen, Linda.
Um,
Listen.
Listen, Linda.
It is
Linda,
a
listen.
literal call to adventure. It's a literal call to adventure. I know we're here to stop a great evil, and that's a priority. Don't get me wrong. But stopping great evils is usually expensive, and we're not exactly rich. So, lost cities
Touche.
just
Touche.
typically have treasure.
And you will die
Valuable.
without me. I say as I hold up my shield.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. You are the strongest halfling, probably person I've ever met. Yes, definitely. We should all go do this.
okay.
Mesram?
Yeah.
I assume. I know that you're your crew, but I've come to tolerate you over the weeks that we've been at sea. Like is too strong of a word, but tolerate. I've come to tolerate you, and you are very skilled.
I think I would say the same about you.
I figured that's probably about where we were at.
Feelings mutual.
Yeah, I got that vibe. How do you feel about exploring lost cities for treasure?
Not exactly a monk thing to do, but I could.
What
get
about
used to it.
sticking around to fight a great evil? Is that a thing that monks do?
Now that's right up my alley.
Okay. Because this is the precursor to that. This is how we fund that. I don't know a lot about Chult, but in my research, what I've read is that traveling anywhere on this island, peninsula, subcontinent, whatever it is, on this landmass, is incredibly brutal and is usually done through an expedition. Like merchants charter guards and teams.
Luckily, I have, somebody we're going to meet up with when we get there. But yeah, we'll still have to get some of that.
Right. Like I'm glad that you but like I'm assuming, the pious man that I am, defeating great evils usually doesn't pay the bills. So
That's why you should have been a paladin, Gedlin. It pays my bills. But then again, I don't really have it.
He is on board. He's absolutely on board.
Zorn, I know I can count you in. You're a solid guy. Good friend.
Count me in. I'm very interested in doing this. Yes,
Yeah.
I'll be right alongside you.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna look at the decapod whose name I have forgotten.
Dex.
Dex. Dex, I know almost nothing about you, but you seem pretty game.
Like
I'm just gonna assume that's a
happy
yes.
machine noises.
I don't think that Gedlin would be able to recognize happy machine noises from angry machine noises, but he's just gonna assume that it's the answer he was looking for.
Yeah, seems legit.
The fact that you're still standing here answers everything.
Right. Yeah, you've seen game. You've seen game. All right. Well, tell us more, good crew, about this lost city. Are you guys going to this lost city to try and find it as well?
Well, the first mate is the one who is primarily speaking with you, and he says, well, if you would like an audience with the prince, I can ask him for one. But the short of it is, Mesro is an ancient city that seems to have disappeared off the face of Veyron, and we are searching for it because it is famed to have many treasures and great wealth. The issue is finding it. It seems to have moved, or something of some sort, and...
A moving city, you say?
Yes, and the prince has poured many hours of studying of charts and maps and looking into information on where Mesro might be, and has come up with nothing. But the man has lots of money and is interested in acquiring lots more money. So he is not shying away from an expedition to try to find Mesro. He considers it a worthy gamble.
Val, guys, what do you say? Meet with the prince. At a minimum, I still have to thank him for interceding at my trial.
This is a different prince.
No, same prince.
Same prince. The prince is the
Okay.
captain.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, sorry. I was getting it Darren mixed up with... Anyways, right, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No problem. Yeah, this is, what did I call him?
we have good rapport with him.
I called him Prince Calrissian. And then there's Captain Londo, and then there's First Mate Jolinar. All
I'm gonna
sci-fi
guess
names.
that Prince Calrissian is probably about half to a quarter as wealthy as he would like us to believe.
One could guess that. Or he is 2 to 5 times more wealthy than he leads on.
And he's just out here for the adventure.
Yeah,
This is-
frankly,
this
he's
is-
like, what am I going to do with all this money? Try to find more. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do it.
Sounds like a Calrissian thing to do.
You gotta spend money to make money.
And so the crew is busy unloading from the Hanson and just dispersing into town, doing their various things. You also understand that a very small crew is going to be left here on the Hanson to make sure that nobody steals the prince's ship. It's going to be the bare minimum, what do you call it, kind of crew where they just...
Skeleton crew?
Skeleton crew. Thank you. That was exactly what I was...
Is the prince providing rations, or do we need to go get those in this port?
So that's part
We
of
should
what
probably
they're going
talk
to
to him
do.
first.
Yeah, go. You, the first mate is willing to facilitate that audience with the prince. He takes you down below decks to the prince's room and knocks on the door. Who is it? Is it your first mate?
Possible
Sire.
adventurers.
Come on in. Yes. Who is with you?
The crew. And I jump up like the Beastie Boys.
Oh! Master Gedlin and his crew of miscreants. I'm just kidding.
I like it, and I'm rolling with it. Yes, that's us.
Yes, you
Gedlin's
took
crew.
responsibility for all of this. You know what? You're right. You're right. It's your monkey, your circus.
Listen, to be fair,
I hold no responsibility for anything I do anymore. It's all on Gedlin.
Oh, quick
Why did I
context
think
thing.
of this sooner?
Quick context thing. You know that this prince is completely bipolar because sometimes he's like raging down below that things aren't going his way, and then at other times he comes in and defends you in front of the king and that sort of thing. So you've caught him
Well,
on a
crap.
good day.
Okay,
Well-
good. Should we roll like a D4 every time? Odd numbers, not a great day. Even numbers, all smooth.
yes.
Believe it.
after this day,
Chance, yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty excited because he's getting everything lined up to go on this adventure, and like things are looking good. You've made it to Chult, no one's died, the ship's fine now.
Oh,
You've got a full
Gedlin,
crew.
we're about to make that manic money.
Your Highness, first off, I would like to thank you for. I haven't seen you much about the ship, but I wanted to thank you officially for interceding at that misunderstanding we had with the king and the accusation of pig theft.
Yes, dreadful business. I'm glad that's over.
Yes, me too.
Also, sir, thank you for just captaining a great journey. Like, we went through some crazy stuff, but like, delightful trip.
Couldn't have done it without my reliable
You
crew.
recovered well. Yes.
I understand you are planning an expedition to a lost and possibly mobile city.
Yes, the city of Mesro. It was lost hundreds of years ago. Many have looked for it, but Chult is large and quite dangerous, and so the finding of Mesro could be quite difficult. But that is why I have brought a crew with me. It will not be just I searching for Mesro. It will be the entire ship.
We were hoping that you were wanting to add to that group.
I would be happy to take you.
Right. We were so whereas we may not be the best at locating a lost city, we are going to be pretty solid at exploring a lost city.
Pillaging, right, exploring the lost city.
Don't say.
And I'm sure we can work out something fair as far as, dividing any spoils that may or may not be discovered.
Well, if you can handle yourself anything like the last adventure we had on that one dreaded island, then I have confidence that you would be a worthy addition to the crew.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think that island was our best showing. So, I think, yeah, that'd be great.
You-
Also,
You sell yourself well,
I know
halfling.
ships are very expensive, and especially trips to and from Chult. I'm hoping at some points on the return end to be bringing quite a bit of cargo with me, and would love to, if possible, travel with you all back to Waterdeep, possibly Baldur's Gate. If you're, we could do the last stretch over land, if that's not the direction you're headed. But I
Yes.
plan on bringing quite a bit of goods with me on the way back.
To adventure, then.
booty, as they would call it.
It would be quite pleasing to me to have you accompany me on said mission.
I like it. Sounds great.
He very diplomatically does not agree to anything other than allowing you on the mission.
That's fair. That's fair. Listen, I wouldn't have gotten this far if I didn't know how to hide valuables on my person when no one's looking.
Right.
Yeah, and I would say his attention is slightly... he's a little distracted because his attention is devoted to the charts and the plans and all of that. And give me a perception check, and either of you, and I'll
I get
let you
I
know
got it.
what
Dirty
you
20.
see on the... Oh, perfect.
it.
Wow.
Same, dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You see the charts, and let's go ahead and move you over to the player's map, which I have restored to having no lines on it, hopefully. Oh no, there are lines still. Wait a minute, I thought I fixed this earlier. Oh, I did fix it. Okay. Can you guys see the map?
Blacked out.
Really? Real areas. Oh,
Ah, there we go.
it was covered in fog. Realize this. There you go. Okay, so you see your party token over there on the right in
Yep.
Kitcher's Inlet. So I had it there because you hadn't quite landed at Port Castigliar yet, but you have now. And you see the old Mesro to the southwest.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the last known location of Mesro before it disappeared off the face of Faerun. So it could be anywhere. Also, according to his charts, you do know that there is some undead activity in the area. Can you see that skull and crossbones?
Nope.
Oh,
I can see your pings, but
1 second here. There you go.
there we go.
That is really weird. All of a sudden... Okay, well, I'll explain that later. Okay, so that skull and crossbones there is on his chart, and he knows that there is definitely undead activity in that area, in between the river Tiriki and the river Olung, which is over here, which feeds into the Kitcher's Inlet. So, for the sake of meta knowledge, you technically don't know anything about Chult other than what you brought with you and what you're being told now. However, I have decided that I'm going to leave the revealed areas on the map for the sake of not making this game take 1,000 years to run. I think it would just be better to not have you explore and learn all about the Aldeani Basin and Nembala or along to that sort of thing. So I'm going to say that you have some contextual knowledge of that already. You know where the River Soshan Star is. You know that Port Yonzaru is a place you can go to stock up on things, and that there are guides there if you want. You're aware that Mesro is a big deal in this part of the world. And then you are also aware that down south there's a lot of volcanic activity, and the area down there can be quite dangerous. South of roughly, I'll just make a line here in red, sort of like south of that line. Can you see that red line there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
South of that, things get quite serious.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure exactly what the plan is. Sounds like the prince has an idea. But if we need to go check out old Mesro, or possibly. I know Val's probably itching to smash some undead.
Always.
And then Val, you have a contact you're supposed to meet. Is that in Yanzaru or?
Let's do this and then, Dan, can we talk about that later if you want to?
Yeah, that works.
Alright, cool.
If you want the contact to be in Port Castigliar, that's fine. If not, we could just work something out later.
Okay, I was gonna kind of leave that up to you, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together about getting here tonight, so.
I kind of expedited it, if you can't tell by the charts. I wanted to get back to Chult.
Cool.
I have other, like, campaigns that I do eventually want to run, so I don't want to make this thing take 1,000 years.
Yep.
That works for me, but we could always, like I said, we can always do this job and then go talk to them later.
Sure.
Like I said, fighting great evil requires resources that we don't have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah.
to that end, there are things that you can acquire here in this very small port town if you want. Population circa 100 people. That you could get some things here if you want, or you could just talk with the people here, or you could just ignore the port completely. That's cool too. Your call.
Obviously, I was gonna get rations for everything else, but if we're already going on this expedition, then I got everything we needed from the last city. I'm good to go.
I have some weight restrictions. I got too much stuff. Do we still have those fist-sized crystals, or did we use those up?
I think we use those up. We use those to get to the chalice thing.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna delete those.
Oh.
I still have a dwarf.
No, you have those still. Sorry.
What we do?
I got them confused with the spheres. Yes, you still have those crystals if you want them.
Okay, then I will. I will look to sell the crystals, and also I got like leather armor and a quarterstaff and a sling and just some general stuff that I no longer really need. And I'm gonna want rations, so.
See, I thought the boat's taking care of all that. Unless you're gonna want super special Gedlin rations.
Yes, so as long as you travel with the company, you will have provided rations for you. They will hunt and forage along the way. It would be traveling in a group of. There are 3 groups of 10 that will split off. There's roughly 30 people working. I'm just gonna give you a solid number. We're gonna say it's 30. 3 groups of 10 like that. One group is led by the prince, one by the captain, and the other by the first mate. And so it's up to you who you want to go with, but you've had the most interaction with the first mate, so that's kind of what I had in mind, but you can choose. And then, so yeah, food and water will be taken care of because there will be men who are specifically dedicated towards that end. And then there will be people who are scouting, and then there will be people who are uncovering, like almost doing archaeology, looking for artifacts, that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then whichever of the 3 leaders are obviously doling out orders for each group. And then there's a certain rendezvous point that's yet to be determined. They have to kind of survey the area before they actually get started. It might take a week for their survey to happen before they're really ready to get the show on the road. But that rendezvous point will be where they meet on. They meet like every 2 weeks or something of that sort, so that they can share information and update the charts, and then move on to new areas to investigate.
Sounds reasonable. Yeah, I would. I don't know about you, Val, but I would definitely prefer to stick with the first mate. Nothing on the captain. Seems like a good guy, but I'd rather not be in the same group as Prince Bipolar.
Yeah, I agree.
Safe to say he has no idea you said that. Nobody heard you say that.
I would definitely be like.
We would have a sidebar, right?
Well, the first mate, when he is sort of having a meeting with his group of 10, which you are part of, your group of 4 and Dex are a part of, he instructs you to go acquire any sort of tooling or traveling gear that you desire to carry. They will not be providing that sort of thing. That is on you to acquire. And so to that end, there are some stores here in this port that you may visit if you wish, that may have things that are unique to Chult.
Everything I need.
I would like to try to sell these crystals and like just some odds and ends, leather armor, quarterstaff, that kind of stuff.
Okay. One moment while I also get my reference material up here.
Figure somebody's got to like their small child enough to get them leather armor. It is Chult after all.
Okay, very good. All right, so there's a general store on the south side of town, and as you go over there, a bunch of things are revealed to you here on the map. The general store is basically willing to trade for almost everything, and they offer items chiefly advertised because they know that you are part of a company that is searching. They offer a special curved blade, almost like a machete but more like a scimitar, that is good at cutting down jungle brush and weeds and small trees, that sort of thing. They also offer hempen rope. They offer shovels. Hey, they have the cook's utensils that you were interested in.
I don't have skill with that, unfortunately.
They offer more rations in case you want to get your own. They have a mess kit, lamps, lanterns, ladders, jugs or pitchers, flasks or tankards, probably more like water flasks. I guess you would call that water skin, I mean.
I'd like to get a couple extra water skins and a few more rations and a good tent.
Okay, I'll list off the prices here. So the water skins are 2 copper apiece. And it would be safe to say that you could probably carry like 3 full water skins before it would be so awkward that you couldn't really practically carry more. So those are 2 copper apiece.
Okay.
Okay, and then you said rations next, is that right?
Yeah.
Those are each 5 silver pieces. And so, if I remember right, rations are just 1 day of rations, I think.
5 silver pieces. Well, good shopkeep. Before we get down to how many rations I can buy, I would like to sell some things. I have some very quality leather armor here, as well as a fine quarterstaff. Is this worth selling? A sling, and these. I'm going to pull out like the giant crystals. Gray and green, I think, are the ones I have left.
Okay. What was the thing right before the crystals?
What?
I heard leather and crystals, and I missed the middle one.
Oh, selling the leather armor, selling a quarterstaff, and a sling.
Quarterstaff. Okay.
They're just heavy thing. Well, the sling doesn't weigh anything, but the quarterstaff is 4 pounds, and I'm never going to use it.
He offers you 10.5 gold for everything up to the crystals. So he'll talk with you about that first.
Fair.
So if you wish to do that, do accordingly. Go adjust accordingly on your sheet. The crystals. Okay. There we go. How many crystals do you have?
2 fist-sized crystals. 1 gray, 1 green.
Okay, so he's willing to give you 17 gold in total for the 2 of those.
Can I make a persuasion check to try to get more? And I'm going to explain that we took them from an ancient dwarven ruins, and they were used to power dwarven mechanical constructs, and really talk it up.
Go ahead. I just made my first roll of the night.
21.
He's convinced. He changes his offer to 22.
Sold. Definitely sold. That's
We could
almost...
sell Dex.
What?
We could sell Dex.
We cannot say... Dex might be sentient. We can't sell
Shit,
sentient
that's
things.
right. I forgot about that.
I did almost double my net wealth, so that's good. Well, actually, that's not true. I did double my net wealth. So, successful trip.
So what was the other thing he offers you? Oh, you wanted a tent as well? Oh, wait, we didn't finish the rations. You wanted to get some rations.
Oh, yes.
5 silver apiece.
5 silver apiece for travel rations. I'll take 6 more.
Okay.
So that should be 3 gold.
Yep, that's right. He offers a 2-person tent for 2 gold pieces.
That's going to be huge for us. We could probably get the entire team in a 2-person tent.
Yeah, you could, probably.
If you guys are all down to share a tent, I'm good with it. I'll get us a tent.
It's the only tent that is in D&D Beyond, so that's the one I have.
Alrighty.
I'm sure there's a homebrew tent out there, but I'm going to just stick with this one because it's in D&D Beyond already. Let's see. Was there anything else that you were interested in purchasing, sir?
No, but do you know where... I mean, we're about to go on a large expedition. Do you know where one might find a pack animal that would be well-suited to the jungles of Chult?
He indicates to the north end of town, which is the complete opposite of where you are. He says that there is there's a stable. You might be able to convince the farmer there to sell a pack animal.
Okay. See if he's also selling tigers.
That may have been a one-time deal. You might have something
You
considerably
are
more
ridiculous.
flighty.
I was thinking more of like prehistoric size, like iguana.
That would be cool.
An iguanodon, perhaps?
Yes.
Really, I just want to ride around on dinosaurs. That's if we're at Chult, I can't not try to ride around on dinosaurs.
Right, like this is dinosaur.
That would be an iguana would be one of those, or like an alligator.
Large. Yeah, a really large alligator. It'd be slow, but it would be fierce. And it would do very well in these conditions.
Yeah, and look, once they get up on those legs, they're really not that slow. They're clumsy,
Mm-hmm.
but they can move.
Their stamina leaves something to be desired. Okay.
Yeah, outside the water, but yeah. Ooh, but if we had it in the water, just
Yeah,
all day long.
It's over for their prey.
Zach and I saw a massive one in Mississippi. So we weren't up on it, but you could tell how big it was because we could see it from the lookout without binoculars.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that one? It's like just the fact that you could see it from that far away. I was like, that's a big one.
impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what,
You can fit like 6 halflings on that thing.
the general store owner says that there is definitely there's a body of water due west of here that is known to have crocodiles in it.
I go with the iguana. Iguanas are just cool, man. Let's go see what they got. Let's go see what they got.
We can go see what they got. I'm not opposed to trying. You know, like I said, I'm very gifted with animals. I'm not opposed to trying to tame a wild animal either. That way we could, you know, at any point we needed to, we could release it back into the wild and not feel bad. That's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just thoughts. Just thoughts. But yeah, let's go see what they got at the stables. We'll trek all the way across town. Because I'll be honest with you, I had to leave a bunch of stuff on the boat. Because I'm overweight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Valera looks at you and goes, I have an inner fat girl in me as well.
I meant I have too many things in my backpack.
Oh, never mind then.
Also, a two-person tent is 20 pounds. Dang, son.
Well, that's why we're gonna go to dinosaur.
Alright, so up at the top, you meet Farmer John. And Farmer John is running an interesting operation because it's not like your average just farming the land with European, Eurocentric animals. Like he's got a diverse and exotic herd here, including dinosaurs. So he has multiple pack animals or beasts of burden. I would kind of classify them under both terms, where these dinosaurs are docile enough that they can be muzzled and put a yoke on them, and they can pull a plow, that sort of thing, or cart. Some things that you haven't seen before. There's one, the Edmontosaurus. There's the Iguanodon, and then there is the Pachycephalosaurus. And I'll just show you some images here. I wanted to pick some that are really unique. Or yeah, all
Some of these sound made up.
That's the Packy. This is...
Those are the head butters.
Iguanodon, or Iguanodum. That's the next one. And it might take a second to send it. And then the last one is Edmontosaurus. You could just call it Edmund. Packy, Iguanodum, and Edmund.
Oh, I like the last ones.
They have...
Oh, that's funny because
They're
I
just
also
cuter.
want to get a pachyder,
The Packy?
Pachysaurus, the headbutting ones.
Yeah. They're very much like rams. They'll ram you. Self-defense?
How
ones-
are they size large?
Let's see here. They come... So just full disclosure here, they come from dndwiki.com's homebrew section, so we're going to have to work them in a little bit. these are large beast. Iguanodon is large beast, and Edmontosaurus is large. So they're all the same size.
Okay.
Definitely a lot larger than you are.
Way bigger.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
talk
that's the
about
problem.
riding bareback. You could all ride bareback at the same time.
Right. I kind of like the idea of this guy with 2 legs here. Look at that big old plate. He looks like he crushes things with his forehead. What if we need to open a set of big wooden doors? I bet you he would have that on lock.
Yeah.
I'm not completely married to it. Which ones did you say you liked?
I like the last ones. I think the 4 legs will help him in the jungle more.
They look a lot less comfortable to ride with those big ridges.
I just saw that, yeah. Okay, let's go with the first one then. So
That
much
was kind of my
back.
thought with the Iguanodon too. Is it like looks less fun to ride?
They're very ridgy, yeah. Okay.
Okay. One moment while I catch up here. I got checking something. Okay. Okay. The Farmer John. Oops. Just opened up the wrong tab. Farmer John says, I've got too many of these Pachycephalosauruses. I call them Packies for short. They can be right ornery some days, but I'd be willing to pass up them with one of them for sure. If you're interested in this here animal. I think I could make 30 gold work. That's something you're interested in.
Cool, now.
You want to
Hey.
go halvesies, Val?
Talk
I
about
can't
a
even do that.
fully trained animal here.
Hey,
It'll do you good.
I
You
can.
know what's also fully trained? My 2 feet, so sorry about that, boys.
I would like to make a persuasion check to see if I can get him to either bring the price down or throw in like tack and saddlebags and stuff.
Okay, go ahead and go for it.
10.
I'm gonna go with adjacent success, minor fail. So he's gonna say no to the tack or saddlebags, but he says, you know what? I do have a few too many of these, and boy, they do go through a lot of feet. So I'd be willing to drop it to 25 gold. I think that'd be reasonable. Don't wanna completely lose on this here deal. Need to make some.
Sold.
Gotta feed the fam. Feed the family.
Sold, sir. All right,
Hang on a
Val, we
second.
got to get a saddle and some saddlebags.
I hung a lantern for fun, and it's
I saw that.
leaking molten wax on my floor.
Fun.
I just caught it with
Whoops.
a bunch of it with the paper, but this big wax thing in my in my rug. Cool. I needed that to happen. I knew that was going to happen.
I
don't know
think
why I let it.
ice gets it up. Either ice or peanut butter.
Really?
One of those, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not too bummed. This was a cheap carpet.
That
It's in a
also
pretty-
helps.
It's in a decent spot too, so I probably won't care. It'll rub out eventually. Okay, back to the topic at hand, the Pachycephalosaurus. We'll just call it Pachy, P-A-C-H-Y. P-A-C-H-Y for the Pachy. You want to give it a name?
Absolutely. What?
Pauline. She has
Yes,
like that big. Her thing looks like a hairdo.
Yes. Is it a boy or a
Paula.
girl?
It can be whatever you want it to be.
I don't care. Its name is Paula.
Okay, I guess
Paula
we're
the
naming it
Packy.
Paula. I guess the woman who contributed no gold to the purchasing of the animal gets to name it, apparently.
It looks like a Paula. Look at it.
I'm not arguing with you. You are correct. It does look like a Paula. Okay, we're naming it Paula. Her name is officially Paula.
Okay.
Canon locked in.
Let me quick save this image. Paula. Alright. This will make its way into the game as soon as I get an opportunity to get it in there. And, is that all for you? Anything else I can do for you since you're here?
If you could direct me to a place where I could purchase a saddle and or saddle bags.
You shop worse than a woman.
Sexism.
You shop worse than a woman.
Sexism, Val. We are better than this. I mean, not like a lot better, but like a little bit.
Not even a little bit anymore.
Listen. I didn't, like, how could I possibly buy a saddle and saddlebags for an animal I A, didn't own, and B, didn't know the species of?
There you go.
You perplex me.
And I'll be honest with you, I would not have had the money to buy this thing if we hadn't gone to the store first.
No, for sure, I know, because I only have 5 gold pieces. That's why I was like, I can't even go, like, quartersies.
We should have named her Crystal because that's what paid for this bad boy.
It's not too late. We could change it if you want.
Now it's locked in.
No, because she'll be crazy.
You can't be
If
named
we
that.
name her Crystal, yeah, nothing should be
I've
named
never
Crystal.
met a stable Crystal, ever.
Not humans, not animals, not a one of them. Crystal and Autumn.
That's bad.
Don't do it.
Okay. Well, you now have a tamed dinosaur. So just so you're aware, this is an herbivore. I'm gonna give you the actual handout here. I'm just pasting.
Oh, good. So we weren't feeding her at all. She'll just eat everything along the way.
Exactly. It's gonna be like, it wasn't Wilson. It was, who was the Triceratops? Yeah.
That was Wilson.
Was it?
Yeah, who just hung out in the river the whole time and like ate delicious water plants and stomped out alligators and lizardmen. Yeah, that was Winston. Winston.
Winston was the monkey. It was Winston. You're right. It was Winston. You're right. You're right.
Winston was the Triceratops.
Yes.
Maximus was the monkey, and Shark
Khan was the
tiger.
Yeah.
There you go. Can you see that?
I can see a lot of things
Yes,
right now. Oh, you're on a map.
Yeah.
Don't expect a lot of intelligence out of it. It has a -4.
That's fine. Windows. Print screen.
Crap. How did I go back and get those every time I exit one of those?
This time I remembered to add it to your journals, your player journals. So I think if you go to
I see it. I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
Along with like the chalice of perfection. Okay, thank you. Purification. I mean, thank you. Yep.
Yep. I think I'll add Dex up there too. The Dex should be up there now as well.
I don't see him yet, but here, let me reload it.
What's going on? Stop. Do as you're told.
There we go.
So that's Dex there as well. And he
Okay, thank you.
he is actually a little bit stronger than his Decipod cousins, just because of his unique nature about him, which also makes him the curious Decipod. So that's part of his character arc. Yeah. So that is honestly, it's probably a little early to end the session tonight, but it might be a good idea since Jared and our other friend who
next we can start
aren't here today.
Treasure hunting.
Then I can work on your treasure hunt for Mesro and have that really fleshed out instead of something that I just threw together. How does that
Well, that
sound?
sounds good to me.
We've gotten all of our shopping chores out of the way, our errands ran.
Yeah. Oh,
Not
you know
bad.
what? If you want, there are some other things you can explore in town. Like, for instance, there's the mayor. There's another store, though it's quite. It's obviously not for travelers. There's an abandoned house. In fact, I'll give you this one last little thing. As you were walking through the town, there was a little kid who came up to you and asked if you had heard about another child who was biting the other children at the orphanage and school, and he's a little scared of that kid because he thinks that he's drinking the other children's blood. So, you heard that rumor.
That's
from the
very
child on the
concerning.
street. Yeah.
You
and
should
then
definitely talk to your teacher about that.
Then he ran off and was lost to sight.
Val, I'm surprised you're not more interested in potential vampirism with your deep-seated hatred of the undead, aren't?
I keep forgetting that vampires are considered in that, yeah.
Well, in like, you're Helm, right?
A
Your god?
paladin?
Yeah.
No, Lathander, yeah.
Lathander? Okay. I think Helm is the one in El Terrell that we're really big on.
Eradicating.
I don't know if Gedlin would know that. Probably not.
I can bring myself to kill another kid, though, man. Like,
What do you mean another? When did you
well,
kill
I'm not
a kid?
a kid. I don't know why I said another, because I'm not thinking.
Slip of the tongue.
Is that a
I don't know if
slip?
I could bring it to myself to kill a kid, man. I have
Check on
terrible war
Val.
stories. No, I have terrible war stories about having to kill like vampire kids and other wars and like stuff that we were called in on. You don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Deeply disturbing.
It is, yeah. Don't know if I want to do that again. If you want to go around murking kids, I'm not going to stop you because it's undead. Anything else, I would have stopped you. Be like, oh, I don't care if you do it. No, like I do, but like not undead kids.
Oh, that's funny.
But
Well,
yeah.
then we probably will leave off with this then tonight. I think this is a natural stopping spot, and we can pick up
Okay.
again next Tuesday.
I'm excited for all that plundering, loot. I mean, excavating, exploring we're gonna do.
As for XP, I'm gonna give you each 500 tonight. I know there was no battle, but there was some other stuff.
Oh, take it.
Thank you.
Right. No worries. You know what? We made it to Chult. We got Paula. Gedlin is definitely going
I
to
got a
like
new rag for all my
be, like,
stuff.
painting the symbol or emblem of Yolanda on the giant dome.
Yeah. Is it? It was a light session, but I enjoyed it, and
Or
now
Yondala.
I needed something to.
Yolanda.
I needed some sort of segue from the Moonshae Isles to Chult, and that's how it took shape.